And then we started going into the bizarro world booking again.
Bizarro!
FTR come out for an in-ring promo, and they call out Mark Briscoe because they want to apologize to him, because part of this, the unfolding of this program has been on their Friday show that nobody watches and whatever, but Jay Lethal is presented as a friend of Mark Briscoe's, even though FTR, like Mark, they're expected to put up with Jay, but Papa Briscoe don't trust Jeff and Sanjay and blah, and all this. And they've done some comedy videos, which didn't help understanding this confusing situation anymore. But nevertheless, they call out Mark Briscoe to apologize, but Jeff and Zippy and Sanjay and Lethal come out, and Sanjay's the one doing the talking, the one that should never be near a microphone, because it's so silly. And you've got Lethal, who's believable. You got Jeff, we've got Sanjay talking. And now apparently there's been a challenge at Double or Nothing for Lethal and Jarrett to face FTR, and Dax asked the fans if they should accept the challenge, and the fans said, no, we don't want to see that. Did you catch that?
Yep.
How many, you always hear the babyface, should I do it? They go, yes, it is. Should we take the challenge? No, we don't want to see it. And whatever Dax called Jeff, they completely bleeped that out. And then FTR said that they would agree to wrestle these guys if they admit to using Mark Briscoe. And before anybody could do anything, Mark came out and got a big pop. Even though he's never on TV, and they've dropped the ball again with something that was handed to them on a silver platter. And he announces the most popular fucking guy right now in the ring, Mark Briscoe. People would do anything for him. He announces that at the Double or Nothing tag match, he'll be the referee. So they're making Mark Briscoe a referee in a... I said FTR ought to wrestle Jeff and Lethal, because at least it'll be a good tag team match. I don't know if it's going to draw any money, but at least it won't be insulting. But Mark Briscoe now, in an attempt for Tony Khan to, in his mind, reconcile this and make somehow to him make this interesting, rather than just having FTR, who have been damaged in the booking, have just signed a new contract, probably the best tag team match they could have in the company right now would be with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, unless if Mike Bennett and Matt Taven are still around. They said they signed them. We've never seen them again. Let FTR have a good match and win. It doesn't need all this goddamn gaga around it. Now you get Mark Briscoe being a fucking... I bet they switch Mark heel. Watch and see. The only possible way that they could fuck this up anymore is if they try to make him a fucking heel and side with Jay. And then Mark gives them all a bottle of booze and cups to toast. And Sanjay takes a big drink and spits right in fucking Dax's face. And they attack the heels, or they attack the baby faces. And Mark is trying to separate everybody and is left standing there like a dipshit. And then he gets shoved and falls into a blind pile driver by Dax, who can't see because of the booze in his eyes. But when he grabs the guy, he can give him a perfect pile driver. So help me.
I don't know how I can help you. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Is someone supposed to pretend that any of this is good? Because it's not. You know, FTR have had spectacular matches. Last year was their year. But the angles have always been missing. And this was, childish isn't even the word. The whole idea, we're going to prove that you're using Mark Briscoe. This whole thing has been poorly laid out. Nobody wants to see Sanjay, except Tony and Sanjay. It's coincidentally enough, QT and Sanjay can't get off this show, and both of them, according to The Observer, are Tony's right-hand guys in that company.
No. Wait a minute. Only one of them could be the right hand. The other one's the left hand, but Tony's ambidextrous, so they get the same amount of fucking conditioner.
FTR are now in another feud that's not serious, that no one can take serious. Whatever benefits you want to say there are to Jeff Jarrett, using him like this aren't any of them. Jay Lethal's an afterthought. The Giant is an afterthought. Mark Briscoe could have been doing so much more. They're completely not using him correctly. And FTR, I mean, I just think they're losing ground. There has to be, you say only Taven and Bennett, put together another tag team. There has to be something else. It's almost like they decided, let's book something that Jim Cornette will like. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus FTR. What else would Jim Cornette love more than this? And then let's just fill it with the worst actual week-to-week booking and see if we can get him to not like any of this. But this is bad. I mean, is there anything good about any of this?
No. It's just all over the place. And they
didn't know Sanjay was going to spit the liquor in his face? This is like...
Well, it makes Mark look like an idiot because he not only is humoring these people, but also that he's the one that brought the stuff in for the heels to fucking sabotage FTR with. It doesn't create intrigue on whose side is the referee going to be on. It makes people go, well, that fucking Mark Briscoe, he's an idiot too.
Now, this is horrible. No one wants to see FTR against these guys anymore. They just want to see them do something interesting, and this is not it. Not at all.